Hello, make this video really quick. My name is Gabriel Espina. It's more of an educational video on faith, politics, and jobs. I just have to add that I've been asked a question. The question has been, why do I believe in God? I can't give a direct response. I just say, you know what, that's a good question. All I do is study and read, and it helps me to keep my time into something that can help me out. That being said, then I explained to them that I do not know where the word God came from, where it derived from. So I have to study on that, do research. Something that does bother me is that many of the times you notice that people who represent a church have nothing to do with you. So then you ask yourself, how did they have a job? Or how did they reach to the level to have that job? And I don't have the job that they have. Even though I study, even though, how do you say it, I may put out more time than what anyone thinks into studying a book, which was studying a certain topic. And I noticed that you'll find it more easy for someone to represent you out of church than in church. You know? So that's another topic. Someone may be represented themselves within church, acting like they represent you, and they don't. Mind me, that's very, how do you say that? That's very difficult for someone to overcome, you know, or to overpass. And it's always done on purpose, you know. It's done with a purpose to how do you say it, to leave somebody with no space of entry to be able to gain ground in a certain field or certain topic. And for me, that person who acts like they're being positive isn't being positive, they're being negative. And that's not good, because once someone notices that this person has been playing positive, is really negative, it can put someone else out of patience. You know, it can drive somebody's patience out the window. And then it doesn't become a good thing. So that's an issue too. And there's so many negative things that do occur from this. As in, you have people who represent church, but they advocate for other people who try to take other people's rights away. And I don't think it should be like that. I don't think somebody should represent church or a youth organization to take somebody else's rights away. And I know this because, you know, what the final objective of this person is for the person not to have any type of communication and to lose themselves out here doing something they're not supposed to do. And I say this because I've been through this type of, how do you say, contingency. I've been through this type of issue, problem, so many times over and over again. There's always someone that thinks they know everything about you. There's always someone that thinks that they know the best for you. There's always somebody that thinks that their way of thinking is better than yours, and that their opinion can outweigh what you do. And that can become an issue. It can become a problem in the future, because, like I said, that I noticed that when I went back to church, there hasn't been a way for me to gain some sort of representative, how do you say it, job position, whether within local church or district. And for me, that's a big issue, because then I notice and I say, well, how is that possible if I grew up here in the same area, or I grew up in a certain area for years, then I moved to another area and I've been here for years, and I still don't have a job position. You know, for me, it becomes as if these people become more like credit stalkers, you know. And you'll notice that this type of organization is very not transparent in what they do. You know, meaning that they do gain, but they act like they don't gain. You know, and if they don't gain, then it's because they're not doing something right. You know, and I notice that because, for instance, there's people that called my phone and told me, you know what, there's actually a food drive downtown, and it's been going on for this many years. And I said, well, I knew nothing about it. Nobody ever even told me. So, you know, it's difficult to be a faith, to dealing with jobs, to dealing with misrepresentation within church, out of church, within the government, and being that you're someone who is native to a certain, or that belongs or has grown up in a certain area. You know, it becomes very difficult. For instance, you have a car, you use it to go to many events, it breaks down, nobody reaches out to you. Then you notice and say, okay, so why did I go to all these events if at the end of the day I'm not gaining? So when you notice this, you know, people that do this, I don't know if they put it into the head that they're doing this on purpose to outsource someone, or if they do it with the objective to take somebody's rightful thinking away, or the right to be someone. So, well, this is my short video on this, and that's the best way that I can explain how faith and politics do go hand in hand. You have, you know, founders of colleges and institutes that do practice this out there too. You know, they practice this. They practice being people of faith who take up years of people's life. You know, they take up years of people's life for what? To say, look, here's your diploma. Go and see what you do. You know, or here's your diploma. Go find a job now. So for me, these people, they don't do what they have to do 100%. They don't do what they have to do in order to guide people in the right direction. They don't do what they have to do. And to me, that's very negative, because even within church, you can say, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, but that doesn't mean that you'll be on the right path, as in, let's say, knowing what to do on a, you know, like I did this today, I know what I'll do tomorrow and the next. You just don't know. So I think some people have some explaining to do, you know, as in, why do they become relevant to certain outcomes in certain organizations? Because then they want to downplay it and say, no, the organization isn't worth this much, it's worth that much. No, we don't want the maximum anymore, we want the very minimum. No, we don't want the $100 bill, we want the 10 cents now. You see? So all of this, to me, it doesn't make any type of sense at all, now that I mention it like this. And I'll keep going on about it. For example, the technological field. Nobody can invent anything. Why? Because the military attributes themselves to this type of credit, to the technological field. They want to, credit themselves for whatever they do. Somebody can come up with an idea of a satellite to, to start a mobile network, and guess what? Then you have somebody else who thinks they're more rightful, or a person who says, you know what, we claim more American right than this person, and we'll take this idea and we'll credit ourselves for it. So, you know, when it comes to faith, politics, jobs, outsourcing technology, you know, it's very difficult out there, you know, because like I said, it all goes back to what I was saying about faith and God in the Bible, and you'll notice that this one concentration, this one topic, will go ahead and try to cover everything else, and it shouldn't be like that. And let's say if an institute college focuses on just faith in the Bible, then that's what they should focus on. But it's not like that. Why? Because they're the ones that offer the different majors in this, majors in that, majors in, and how do you say, the health field, majors in technology, majors in what else? Law and science, majors in what, general studies, majors in the educational field. And then you notice it's like, okay, what do I do now? You know? And once you're at that point, it's like you're getting pushed to the edge. And they know it too. You know? Because if you look at a lot of the people who live in inner city and they live outside every single day to survive, and then you look at the bad news, all of that goes hand in hand, and they know it. They know it, but they can't do anything to change the events that do happen beforehand, even though they may be part of it, part of the problem for this cause, like general death, national death. Who can solve that? You're not going to solve it through just faith in politics. In God, you can't. So this is my video. That's it. You know, if you're a founder or a college founder, and you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know what to tell you. You might go through some more tougher situations than what you went through yesterday. You know, because some of us, we don't look like we've been through the situations that we go through. But then later on, you'll find out, and there'll be nothing that you can do about it. So that's it. You know, I hope you have a good day. You enjoy your day, and to be productive. And you know, when you have to, what do they say? Get some steam out. You have to do it. You know, when you work out, say what you have to do. That's it.